Hey fellow Force users, what is up? It's Jasmine, the Ahsoka Tano fan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So guys, it has been a while. As you guys know, I had to take last week off just because I had a lot of things going on. Life kind of got busy. I feel like I kind of maybe worded it in my post in a way that made it seem as though I wasn't okay, but I'm actually fine. Thank you for the sweet comments. I was kind of just busy dealing with stuff. I had a lot of things on my plate, and then the time just kind of got away from me. But yeah, it feels good to be back. So last time I saw you guys, we had just finished reviewing episodes 1 and 2, and then obviously episode 3 aired last week. So to start off, if you guys want to fast forward this part to my reaction, feel free to do so. But I want to talk a little bit about the previous episodes just because I didn't do a video last week. So when I first started the series, I was kind of skeptical about it, and I still am a little bit, to be honest, but I've warmed up to it a bit since the first episode. I do think that the show has a lot of potential, and I do think that the story is very compelling, but they have to work a little bit on the execution, in my opinion. And I kind of mentioned this in my previous video, but even from the first 2 episodes, we're introduced to Mae, who is an assassin who's hunting Jedi. And even for me saying that, it sounds intimidating, right? It sounds like this person is going to be someone that kind of raises the tension a little bit. But I felt that when we saw the scenes where she did murder those Jedi, I wasn't really getting that same feeling. And I know that some of you were saying that she's not meant to be the antagonist and she's actually gonna end up being the protagonist, and I think that that's true. But from the first couple episodes, I think we're intended to see Mae initially as the antagonist and later as the protagonist. But in order for that shift from antagonist to protagonist to feel powerful, I have to first feel that presence as the antagonist, and I feel like that was missing a little bit. And I'll briefly explain why. When she was in those scenes, right, for example, when she murdered Master Andara, it was just out in broad daylight. I think had Andara been where she was and then left that bar and then was ambushed by someone like Mae and we didn't even see her face, and then later on her face is revealed maybe at the end of the episode, I think it would have raised attention a little bit more. And just for an example, I actually wanted to bring you guys back to a scene from the Clone Wars that I think illustrates what I'm talking about.
I thought we decided we were going to part ways.
Barriss sneaks up on Ventress, but at the time we didn't know it was Barriss. We just knew that it was somebody that was able to sneak up on Ventress, and obviously if you're able to sneak up on Ventress, you must be powerful, right? But in that scene, you really feel this strong tension. Barriss kind of comes out of nowhere. You're right away thinking, who the hell is this? When it's revealed to be Barriss, it just feels very powerful, very impactful. If we had that similar tone in the Acolyte, it would have been more powerful, and it would have, I guess, made Mae come across as a little more intimidating. And then later in the series, when we learn more about her backstory, which we did in episode 3, it kind of would have helped us soften up to her a little bit, and I think that shift, like I said, would have been more powerful. Or just like Vader as well, right? His return to the light side felt so powerful because he was such an intimidating villain in the first place, right? Moving on to episode 3 now, we definitely got a lot of backstory, which I think was very much needed because the first 2 episodes left us with so many questions. It was definitely an interesting episode. It was kind of a different episode. I don't know that it felt so Star Wars-like, but it did offer a lot as well. So for one, it kind of offered a different perspective to the Force. We saw it referred to as a thread by Mother Anastasia. I kind of had mixed feelings about this because on one hand, I think it's very interesting to learn about different sides to the Force and really kind of, I guess, add to our already pre-existing knowledge of the Force. It's cool to know that there are people out there that are referring to the same thing, but kind of look at it in a different way and use it in a different way. On the other hand, I'm a little conflicted because I almost, in a way, like the Force to be reserved for a select few people. I know that the Force kind of is what Mother and Osha described it as. It's something that kind of binds living things together and exists in all of us and whatnot. But I don't know, there's just something special to me about knowing that only certain people are force sensitive and can wield the force or channel the force. It just kind of gives more weight to, for example, everything the Empire did with trying to hunt down force sensitive people and kidnap force sensitive children. It just made it feel a lot more sacred when there's a whole village of people and one person's force sensitive. And we kind of saw that happen with the Tales of the Jedi Ahsoka episode, where Ahsoka as a child was able to showcase her force abilities from such a young age. I'd rather it be a thing where a select few people in the galaxy can actually use the force, but maybe there exists other types of abilities and magic per se that can be just as powerful or can challenge a force user. You guys let me know what you think though. That could just be me maybe not being open-minded enough. You saw a lot happen with the whole ceremony, the ascension ceremony. They were basically chanting the same words that Mother and Osha said earlier on in the episode. She was showing how you could basically counter the power of the thread with one person versus two people versus many people. So I guess that's what they were getting at. Then you see the Jedi come and interrupt the ceremony before Osha can be made a witch. So now it makes sense as to why Mae had that marking on her head in the beginning of episode 1. And so the Jedi are there looking for the twins. I did kind of find it ironic though how Master Andara was talking about how it was wrong for children to be part of this coven, but then they were also there to take the children to be raised by the Jedi Order. It's a little bit hypocritical, I found. But you see that Mae wants to remain with the coven and then Osha wants to go and be a Jedi. I'm not clear as to how she knew that she wanted to be a Jedi 100%, especially because it seems as though they were really sheltered from the outside world. So I don't really know how she would even know so much about Jedi to know she wants to join them. But she just had that feeling, I guess, that she wanted to join them. From the very moment that Soul met Osha, he was trying to protect her. She was getting the answers wrong during that test, and then he was lying on her behalf. You could definitely see the beginning of their relationship. And I have said this before, I really do like Soul and Osha's relationship. To me, that is actually the foundation of the show. And then you see everything happen with the fire, and you see Soul save Osha, which is what he said he had done. There's something mysterious about all of this though, because we see that the witches are dead, but we don't actually see them die by the fire, and they don't even have any burn marks on them. So something else is going on there. I don't think that Soul is involved because he was there to save Osha, but I think somehow the other Jedi, or perhaps even just one of them, might have been behind the deaths of everybody else, and they just kind of tried to cover it up with the fire. Would Mae have been able to even burn that whole place down from that fire? And I don't know, but we did see that Mae survived at the end, and she went back to that same tree that we saw the two of them at the beginning of the episode. So now it makes sense as to why she thought her sister was dead, right? What exactly was Mae thinking? She obviously loves her sister when we see them reunite in episode 2, but at the same time, she did try to kill her, or at least according to that episode. Is that episode even accurate, or is that just what Osha remembers? And also, it was mentioned in the episode that imagine if the Jedi found out how the twins were made. So was there perhaps some type of dark magic that was involved in creating them that the Jedi wouldn't like, and that's why they're keeping it a secret? But yeah, overall, those are kind of my thoughts on the first few episodes. I think I've kind of talked long enough. So without further ado, guys, let's slice our way into episode 4 of The Acolyte now and check out what's in store for us. Okay, so I think we're on Kofar? Yes. So we're going to see Mae first, or the Jedi first? Or Kelnacca first? So he's probably living out in solitude like this because he regrets what he was involved with or what he did 16 years ago. Oh, that's the same symbol that the witches had.
Keep each movement tight, yet subtle.
It's giving Obi-Wan vibes.
Maximize your defenses without need to strike.
Oh, so she's back at the temple now and everything.
I came to say goodbye.
Oh, she's not staying long, I guess.
I've done what I needed to do. I may never have known for certain Mae was alive. And thanks to you, I've seen her with my own eyes. Mae is the Jedi's problem now, and I'm not a Jedi.
I'm no Jedi.
I am no Jedi.
Someone must find Mae before she does any more harm. But it's not me. Next time I'm on Coruscant, though, I'll look you up. And we'll go to a cantina and trade stories about Master Soul.
Did you say goodbye to him?
I've caused him enough trouble.
You gotta say bye, girl. So, okay, but if she doesn't want to go after Mae, then what will she do now? Just go back to her old job? Like everything's normal? I mean, you just found out your twin sister's alive. I would definitely be going after her. If anything, that would bring me back to the Jedi Order, you know? Okay, so this is Mae now.
I know bounty hunters won't set foot in these forests.
Oh, but you have.
Yes, I have.
I think at least one of you guys thought that he was sketchy and he might be the master that she's referring to.
Your sister being alive doesn't change anything. You need to kill the Wookiee. You made a deal.
I really gotta know, guys, if she actually started that fire. Or if that, what we saw in last episode was just how Osha remembered it. Because if she started the fire, then why would she be mad at the Jedi? You know? That don't make sense. Oh, also I noticed watching the last episode, the O in the Acolyte when the logo comes up, it's the same as the moons in the other planet.
Every choice in combat.
Yet there is skill there.
Oh my god! It's Kiadi Mundi.
This girl could become a major threat.
She's not disciplined.
Yet she eluded you, and she killed 2 Jedi Masters.
But May targeted these 3.
4, including you, Sol.
Yeah, he keeps forgetting that.
She turns up all these years later, trained by one of our own.
You think a Jedi taught her?
Even a hologram can tell me that.
Oh, is she saying that Mae was secretly trained by one of them? As in there's a traitor amongst the Jedi?
Why didn't you tell me about this? Why didn't you tell me there was a chance this poor girl survived?
If I thought there was, of course I would.
I believe him.
Let me be the one to bring her in. May's objective is not solely her own. If she resists arrest and Holden neutralizes her,
It won't come to that.
then the whole master will truly be lost to us. She will not surrender without getting something in return.
Do we have something she wants?
Is he thinking Osha? So shoot, that's possible that whoever her master is kind of manipulating her mind, making her dislike the Jedi even more.
I'm just curious how you're gonna do it this time. You failed so much.
I killed Indara, and I killed Torben.
You have to kill the Wookiee without a weapon. Your master wants
What kind
you
of deal
to...
did you make with him?
I didn't. We didn't. Exactly. I just...
I didn't. We didn't. He kind of stuttered there. What does that mean?
I've never seen his face. Have you?
You know I haven't.
Can't believe my sister's Jedi scum. What was she like when you spoke to her?
Just like you.
She seemed really fond of that one Jedi Master. What was his name again? Sol?
I can't lie though, guys. I actually am curious to find out what actually is going on because I do have a lot of questions right now.
Yeah, well, I would do that if I had the tools pit, but I don't have those, all right?
Osha!
Oh, and she was gonna leave without saying goodbye.
I went to find you and Jackie said you already left.
I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye.
I need you to come with me on this mission.
You need me so you can get to her.
Duh.
When I told May you were alive, her eyes softened. If you come, they will allow us both to go. There is still good in her.
Do you guys think at some point Osha's gonna have to choose between Sol and her sister?
She's a murderer.
But she is still your family.
Apparently Lee Jung-jae, learned English for this role, I heard. If that's true, that's amazing. He's a great actor.
He's been unresponsive to our warning transmissions.
Plo Koon in the back. You're sorry, he seemed like he was the aggressor.
That's Basil. Is he or they with us?
Wait, was Basil the little chipmunk looking thing? Where did they get him from? He wasn't always there. I don't think so, right? Why did she say he or they? Why didn't she say he or she?
Any questions, civilian?
No. No.
You're gonna need to hand that blaster over. Well, it's actually the property of the Jedi Order, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist that you hand it over.
Sure. Let her go on this mission unarmed. What could go wrong? You heard?
Kelnacca is in there.
Wait, in the trailer, wasn't there a lightsaber fight in the forest? Oh, Basil. So I guess they're kind of using him like the Bad Batch used Batcher, kind of, to sniff and sense things. But I guess they should be able to sense as well.
I'm not upset. I am concerned for your safety.
Yord, I need to ask you a favor.
I don't think she's the one in danger here.
Soul thinks that Mae can be saved.
You must have reason to suspect Mae will listen to what you have to say.
But if it comes to it, and she doesn't listen to me, you need to stop her. I won't be able to do it.
Maybe Soul brought you here to face her, but maybe he brought you here to face yourself.
And she literally is facing herself. That's kind of poetic there. Also, now we know why Mae wears purple, because that's the same color that the witches were wearing. What are those on the tree?
He says there's something wrong here.
We don't know. And we don't want to know what lives out here.
Osha.
Oh, man. Yeah, they're big slugs, aren't they? Oh, they're eating the trees. Does that mean all the trees are gonna fall on them?
Saul!
Oh my gosh, what is that?
I have it.
Oh, he wasn't lying. So did that thing, was he eating those slugs, or was that little slug thing that flying thing? Sorry guys, my vocabulary is amazing today. Yord still gives me Hayden Christensen vibes for some reason.
I was able to sense that creature, but I disturbed it, and now it's dead.
It's always an honor to get to witness anything or anyone transform into the Force.
I don't know if I would call that an honor.
I couldn't accept what I'd lost. The resentment that I felt for my sister, even though I missed her at the same time.
We're not defined by what we lose. We're defined by what we survive.
Interesting. That's a nice shot right there.
Probably 10 minutes south of here. We're just gonna make it.
I really am feeling like this guy's putting on the goofy dumb act, but maybe he actually might be, there might be more to him than what meets the eye.
He calls it the final lesson. The final lesson is when you teach yourself. You will kill a Jedi without a weapon. Attacking a defenseless person goes against everything the Jedi stands for. How do you kill someone like that? It's impossible. And if I don't do it, he'll kill me.
Oh, the plot thickens. So she's doing this because she has to? So maybe when all the witches died, someone else took her under their wing, and then now he's having her do these things. I don't know. But whoever the master is, he definitely knows what happened on Brenda.
We've lost Basil.
Mae!
What is going on right now? It's a trap.
It's a trap!
Did she set that trap? She suspects something's up with him.
I don't need to kill a Jedi without a weapon. I don't need to keep this deal.
What?
She's gonna give him up?
Osha being alive changes everything. My loyalty is to Osha, not your master.
Yeah,
What
okay.
I'm going to do is surrender myself to Kelnacca, and then turn myself into the Jedi.
No, stop.
Okay.
The Jedi will put you in prison.
Not after I tell them who I know.
He'll kill you.
You'd have to find me first.
Okay. Well, I'm starting to like Mae for that, because I feel like, you know, family first, right? Maybe in the trailer when we see that lightsaber duel, it's the master that they're facing off against.
What is it?
It's nothing.
He senses something. She might walk right into a trap. There he is.
Hey, buddy?
Oh my god.
Osha, stay behind us.
Why do they think that she's in danger though? If anything, she's the least in danger, no? That's her sis. What if the plot twist is he's already dead, guys? Is that possible? And she'll get framed for it? The master already killed him. I bet you. He's already dead. Wow. So the other guy can't be the master then, because isn't he hanging upside down? Wow. This is where we're going to see the lightsaber duel, I think.
Anyone inside that domicile should come out with your hands where we can see them.
That means you, Mae and Osha.
But how do they not know that he's alive still? Do they just sense that he's dead? How do they know anyone else is there? Oh, because of Basil, I guess. He senses the master. Right there! Is he floating? He's right behind Osha. No, Osha. Why did they tell her to stay back? I still feel like that's
What is that?
the mother, like Mother Anastasia. I don't know. I could be wrong though, because no one's seen the master's face,
Stand down.
or one of the mothers anyway. Oh crap! That would scare me. Not gonna lie. Oh, this is the part from the trailer. Oh, just flung her to the side, eh? Whoa. That's how it ends? Wait, that's actually such a weird place to end it. But I'm definitely intrigued though. Now I want to see the next episode. So maybe it wasn't a weird place to end it? Okay. Alright guys, so dare I say it, I feel like that might have been the best episode yet. Things are starting to get more interesting and the plot's kind of thickening. The ending definitely left me wanting more. I think that ending was a lot stronger than the ending from a couple weeks ago, for example, where it just ended on Kofar. And I bring up episode 2's ending, not episode 3's ending, because episode 4 picks up where episode 2 left off, right? Because episode 3 gave us a time jump backwards. There's lots going on here. So first of all, my question is, who is this master? This master is very mysterious, and I think that's kind of the intent with it. Funny enough, the presence that the master has is kind of similar to what I expected from Mae in the first couple episodes. But we saw the master in this episode kind of snuck up on them. We're being told that it's a he, but it really could be a she as well. I'm wondering if it is potentially one of the witches. My number one thought is Mother Anastasia, and maybe she actually did survive the fire somehow, and this is their way of getting revenge. The other possibility is it is a former Jedi that's turned against them, and I think Vernestra thinks that's a possibility as well, judging by the conversation they had earlier on in the episode. The other possibility is also that the master could still be Khmer, and if that's the case, then he would have just easily been able to get out of the trap that Mae set for him anyway. Or it could be an entirely new character as well. That is also a possibility. But either way, we know this master seems focused on killing these 4 Jedi, and so far they've killed 3 out of the 4. Sol's the only remaining one who is alive. Up until this point, we've thought that Mae was kind of acting largely on her own. I mean, she did mention a master and pleasing the master, but it seemed as though she wanted revenge on those 4 Jedi for what happened on Brendok. But now we're finding out that she's actually doing this because if she doesn't, then the master will kill her. So the master really seems to be the one behind all this and pulling all the strings. And if that's the case, why does the master want these Jedi dead so badly? But if the master was one of the witches, then would she want Mae dead? I don't think she'd want Mae dead. Whoever this master is, they already killed Kelnacca before Mae gets there. I didn't get a look to see if Kelnacca had his lightsaber on him or not, but the funny thing is, this whole time when they were saying you have to kill a Jedi without a weapon, I assumed they meant you got to kill a Jedi in a way where you don't require to use a weapon in order to do so. But now I'm wondering if they mean kill a Jedi who does not have a weapon on them, like kill them unarmed, because that goes against the Jedi code. If that's the case and Kelnacca didn't have his lightsaber on him, then that means the master killed Kelnacca in that way. And also the fact that the master killed Kelnacca, does that mean that he or she is not pleased with Mae because Mae couldn't follow through and kill Kelnacca like she said she would. You'll also notice too that Kelnacca had those same symbols that the witches had on his wall. So I don't know what that's about. That's kind of interesting. Is that because he's just filled with regret, or does it have to do with some type of spell? I really don't know. That's kind of mysterious actually. And I think that this is meant to tell us that we still really don't know the full story of what went down on Brendok. We did have the episode, last episode, explain that to us, but like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't know for sure if that's really what happened or if that's maybe how Osha remembers it. And still, we didn't actually see who killed everybody, you know, who appeared dead at the end of the episode, all the witches. So there's definitely more going on there than we know. But whatever it was bad enough that it caused Torben to take that vow. It caused Kelnacca to basically live all the way out in the middle of nowhere by himself and also have these symbols, the same witch symbols on his wall. The only one it didn't seem to affect as much is Indara. She kind of seemed normal, like not as disturbed, so maybe she wasn't as involved. I really don't know. So I want to talk about Mae and Osha a little bit. I actually am starting to like Mae because I like the fact that she is loyal to her sister. Now that she knows her sister is alive, she's having a change of heart and she is more interested in being reunited with her. So I guess that shows where her loyalty lies. But I still am wondering, why did she try to kill her then? You know what I mean? Maybe she's had a change of heart over the years. But yeah, when she was young, she did try to kill her to prevent her from joining the Jedi. But anyways, you know, I guess we could just focus on now, which is the fact that she seems to want to be reunited with her sister, and her loyalty to her sister is more important than pleasing whoever this master is. So much so that she's willing to risk potential death at the hands of the master and potential imprisonment at the hands of the Jedi. So she's really kind of not in the best place right now. Definitely stuck between a rock and a hard place. No pun intended. You get it? Because the Coven had rocks all around them. That was kind of cheesy. You'll notice in the episode, kind of towards the beginning, Mae and Osha have unfavorable views of the other. Osha tells Sol that Mae is a murderer, and then Mae tells Kamir that her sister's Jedi scum, but then she later has a change of heart. And you'll notice that Jackie says something along the lines of, "We're not defined by what we lose, we're defined by what we survive." So I wonder if that's in a way to tell us as the audience that despite everything that's happened and everything that Mae and Osha lost, there is still this chance to start over, a new hope, so to speak, and be remembered for that which survives. Osha also seems very hesitant to face Mae this whole episode. She was saying she can't do it, and she was getting ready to leave until Sol, you know, convinced her to stay. And it's interesting how Sol talked to her about having to face Mae and also facing herself in a way. It's super ironic because she is literally facing herself. Obviously, Mae and Osha are the same actress. You kind of wonder why she doesn't want to face her. Is she scared about what the outcome will be, that Mae won't come back to the Jedi? Is she scared that she's gonna have to choose between her sister and the Jedi? For example, Sol. I did bring that up in my reaction. And if so, what would she choose if she had to choose between being loyal to her sister or the Jedi? You definitely can see that Osha does care about her sister and she gets emotional when talking about her sister, but part of the Jedi also does exist in Osha still. She was able to sense that creature in the forest, as she mentioned, and you'll notice too that she felt bad when Sol killed the creature. Rather than being relieved that it was dead, she reflected on the fact that it was only dead because she had disturbed it. So she definitely speaks as someone that holds a lot of regret. And I wonder if she feels responsible somehow for everything that happened with her sister and the Coven. In the same way that if she hadn't disturbed the creature, it would still be alive. Maybe she feels like if she hadn't disturbed the peace within her Coven family by wanting to break away and join the Jedi, then they would still all be alive and everything would be normal. I really like Sol as well. I think he's actually one of the strongest characters in the series so far. As I mentioned time and time again, he and Osha's relationship to me is the foundation of the show. And he also just seems to be the one person that tries to see good in everything. From the very beginning of the series, he believed that Osha was innocent. And even now, despite them going after Mae, he still believes that there's good in Mae. So he's definitely one of those hopeful characters that is trying to bring everybody together, you could argue. And perhaps this is also a reflection of his own guilt because he wasn't able to save both sisters. Maybe this is his way of making up for that by at least having them reunite now. But yeah, guys, overall, I definitely think that this episode was one of the stronger ones, maybe the strongest one thus far. I still have a lot of questions, but the fact that I have a lot of questions things makes me want to see how the series actually ends, because right now there's a lot of things that I can't predict, so I will give it that. It's unpredictable for sure. My only small criticism still, I guess, would be that we still don't really have that much backstory and development on the Jedi who were killed, so to speak, so their deaths don't really feel maybe as impactful as they should. Soul is probably arguably the only one that has had a little bit of depth to him, you know, a little bit of development, so if he were to die I would definitely feel that. But anyways guys, you let me know down below in the comments as always what you guys thought of the episode and what you're looking forward to for next week's episode. And as always guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you next week for an all new episode of The Acolyte. Until next time guys, take care and see you soon.